So what we discussed yesterday? Environments, right?
Yes, like the Linux versions.
Yes, Linux versions no intent. So,
And
who
developing
invented
testing
Vice?
and
Who
production.
invented Linux? Who developed? Who created? Who invented Linux?
Linux
Troll.
forward others.
Linus Troll.
Linus
Troll.
Torvald. Yes. So he created which OS?
Unix.
Unix is already there. So which OS he created first? He took from the Unix. Based on the Unix, he created one OS. Based on the Unix, he created a new OS called. Guys, tell me what is that OS name?
Linux, right?
Linux.
First, he created Minix OS. What is that? Minix OS. So Minix OS having some limitation. So there is no network, something, some limitations are there. So then realized and overcome all these limitations and created a new OS. That OS name is Linux, right?
Yes,
So
correct.
how it comes? How it comes?
Open source. Yes.
Taking from first four letters from his name
Linux.
and
Unix.
Unix.
yeah, from Unix last letter
Master.
from the Unix he take the Linux. He created as a Linux OS and released as a open
Open source.
source. So released as a open
Open
source.
source.
Why Linux is popular? Why Linux is popular, guys? Because of it's a open source. It's a open source. Open source. Open source means, guys, tell me. So open source means, so here 2 points. One is
Everybody can access.
Cost. Free cost, no cost. Okay.
free of cost.
Free of cost.
The second one
And
is
Anybody can use this
anybody can
OS.
access the source code.
yes, source code is
Right.
available. Source code available means something like the code, the code for the Linux, the code for the Linux also available. Took that source code, every company took that source code, right? So it is released as a open source, right? Source code also available, free of cost. It is freely available and source code also available. If source code available, every company took that source code and created their own Linux OSs, their own Linux OSs, something like IBM company took that source code and created their own OS called, guys, tell me, what is that OS?
AX.
AX. So Linux OS. The same way, HP also took that source code and created their own OS called as UX. So the same way, Oracle also took that source code and created their own OS called. Guys, tell me, what is that OS?
Oracle
Oracle
Linux system.
Linux OS. These are the flavors of the Linux. So all the flavors should use the same command. So if you learn any one of the OS, so it easily to understand other OSs also, other OSs, because of it took from the core functionality. The core features are same, but the naming convention should be different. The core features should be same, but the naming convention should be different. So Oracle, Sun Microsystems took that source code and created their own OS. Guys, tell me, what is that OS?
Solaris.
Solaris. Solar,
Solaris.
Solaris. The same way, Red Hat INC. Red Hat INC is the company. Red Hat Hence is the company took that source code and created three types of OSs. What is those guys?
Fedora.
Fedora,
Fedora,
CentOS,
Fedora, CentOS.
Red Hat Linux.
Yes, Red Hat. Very good. So Red Hat. Guys, tell me, are you able to understand or not? Home, Valeno, Kendry, Red Hat. So what are the versions for CentOS and Red Hat, guys? Version starts from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7,
8.
8, and 8.
7, and 8. The same way Red Hat also 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
So what is the difference between version 2 and 3? What is the difference between 3 and 4? And what is the difference between 3 and 5? 4 and 5? What is the difference between 6 and 7? 7 and 8? Guys, so there will be a new feature will be added into that OS and released as a new version. So if it is a something like a website, so there is a new feature will be added on that server on that website that is called as a version. That is called as a version. Guys, which OS we are learning in this course? CentOS or Red Hat? CentOS, Red Hat 7, right? So for example, this is the physical server. This is the a physical. This is a hardware. How we can interact with the hardware, guys? This is a server. This is a physical server Dell PowerEdge. Dell PowerEdge R710, for example. So this is the hardware. So this is the hardware. How we can interact with this hardware? For example, for example. So this is guys Hari. This is Hari. Hari. How Hari will interact with the how Hari will interact with the hardware. So directly we cannot interact with the hardware. Definitely there will be a OS
OS.
installed on this hardware. Then only we can interact with whatever it may be. But we are learning which OS, guys?
CentOS,
CentOS 7.
CentOS 7 or Red Hat
Red Hat.
7.
7. Whatever it may be, Ubuntu, Sun Solaris, Red Hat, Oracle, Debian, or AX or something like UX, whatever it may be. So how we can interact with that OS? Definitely we can interact with the hardware. Definitely there must be installed OS on this server. Must be installed on this server. Then only we can interact with this hardware. So then after, yeah, so we can interact with the server. So I want to install. This is for example a app server. What is this server? App server is nothing but application server. What is this? Application server. Application server means so the deployment, the application will be, the website will be posted on the server. So that server is nothing but a app server. App server. Your code will be deployed on this server. That is the reason this is called as a application server. Your code will be deployed on the server. So the code is only for the for seeing the application. How we can store the data, what a WhatsApp or something like a messages, charts. Again, we need to take the another server and we need to install. How we can interact with the server, guys? Definitely Linux, Red Hat or CentOS, something like Red Hat 7 installed on this machine. So we can install the database. What is? So we can install the here a web server called as a Tomcat. Web server is a Tomcat installed on this machine. So something like here also there will be a database is there, DB is there. Something like the databases are. So the databases are Oracle DB, or something like Postgres, or MySQL, or MongoDB, or DB2, or Cassandra. So these all are the databases. So whatever you want, you can use it. something like for our project we are using Oracle database. So here we install the Oracle database. So Oracle database, and we will give the connection between so this server to this server. So once we sign up this server, once we sign up this server, so through this application, so the information will be stored stored in the database. The username, password, whatever the information we are providing, the information will be stored under this under this database. This is the environment, for example. So if you want to deploy application, either WhatsApp, Facebook, or whatever it may be. So if you want to deploy your application, so if you want to deploy application, so definitely we need two servers. One is app server, one is DB server. So DB means database server. So we have a two servers. So first where we need to test this application, guys, in the development phase, in the development environment, dev environment, or dev env, or development environment. Guys, this is the development environment. So this is the development environment. So where we need to test this application, this application will be tested on the QA environment. This application will be tested on the QA environment. So how we can set up that QA environment? Same, we can take the two server. One is app server. App server means application server. So another one is a DB server. Another one is DB server. So how we can interact with this server? We can interact with this server through OS. So here we installed CentOS 7. Again we installed CentOS 7 here. So we installed a web server is a Tomcat. We installed a Tomcat is the web server. Here we installed a data database, Oracle database. For example, Oracle database is installed on the server, Tomcat is installed on the server, and we created a schemas or something like whatever the storage. So we can here our application code, the front end code, application code will be the code will for the application will be in the Tomcat server. Whatever the information, the storage will be there in the a database server. So this is the development environment. This is the QA environment. QA environment. This is the QA environment. So QA, so dev environment, QA environment, and for example, pre-prod environment. Pre-prod. So pre-prod is nothing but a prod like setup is nothing but a pre-prod environment. This is also a same like as a app server, DB server, app server, DB server. So for example, here we installed as a, this is the app server. So this is the DB server. So this is the app server and this is the DB server. So again in this server, two servers we installed a CentOS 7 and CentOS 7. CentOS 7. Again, same Tomcat and database we install. So this is nothing but these three environments are the non-production environments. What is this, guys? Non-production, dev, QA, a pre-prod. These three environments are called as a non-production environment. So non-production environment. So something like a, so again we take the two servers, and these two servers are the same. We install the app server and DB server. So this is the production server. So this is the production server, production server, production environment, and this is the live environment. What is it? A live environment. So live environment. Guys, environments will be two types, production and non-production. So first we need to test it under the non-production environment. if it is success, then it move to the production environment. It will move to the production environment. Yeah. So something like there is a business impact in the production environment. So there is no business impact in the non-production environment. So something like so if WhatsApp is already deployed in the production and some people are using the production. So so something like I want to add a new feature called a status feature. So when it will be deployed on the production, something like so it will be deployed on the dev environment looks good, QA environment looks good, pre-prod looks good. I want to sorry guys. I want to add this new feature, add this code to the production servers. So when we will deploy new feature into the production servers. So when we will do a non-business hours. So what is non-business hours? So we can deploy it in this in non-production environment. There is no business impact. So we can deploy anytime. Something like a developer will deploy whatever is convenient time, and QA also. So we can deploy it and whatever it may be. There is no impact. That's the reason. But if in the production, if it is in the production, the people are using, end users are using that production environment. So when we will do the maintenance, guys, I will give you one example. Something like you guys are getting the messages like, for example, in India, HDFC, the banks and the in US something like a Citibank. You got the message like so today we have a maintenance. Today we have a maintenance on the Citibank. So this time so and so something like 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. So the application will not be available. The same like as a all the websites. Whatever the website, Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever the website, business hours and non-business hours. For example, something like what is the business hours, guys? Something like again morning 9 a.m. to or something like 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. to night, something like at 10 p.m. Most of the people are seeing this. Right. Most of the people are using the application 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. After 10 p.m., most of the people are not using because of they are sleeping. So sleeping time is the non-business hours. So when we will deploy a new feature into the production, the production the production deployment will be happening on the non-business hours. Most probably something like 3 a.m. after 10 p.m. after 10 p.m. 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. 6 a.m. we can do the maintenance. We can do the maintenance on the production servers. Something like, for example, I want to do it on so 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is the peak hours. 10 a.m. is the peak hours. Everyone, most of the people, 99% of the people are using this application. 99% of the people are using this application. That time we will something like we can stop the Tomcat and we can stop the database, then we can do the new deployment. That time the site cannot be used, right? Most of the people are using that time, and the site will not work, will not be available on the 10 a.m. So there may be a bad impression, there may be a revenue, there may be there may be an impact on the revenue generation, there may be impact on the business also. So that's the reason every production environment, the maintenance or deployments or releases will be happening, happening, happening on non-business hours. Non-business hours. Guys, understood? Now you got the clarity, right? So these are the environments, non-production and production. So where we need to keep our servers, these servers, where we need to keep these servers. So we need to keep these servers in the, guys, tell
Data
me.
center. Data
Data
center.
center. Very good. So we need to keep these hours in the data center. All the environments, non-production, production environments. So we need to keep these servers in the data centers. So data centers. DC call it as a data center. Data center. Data center. Data center or on-premise environment. So call it as a on-premise on-premise environment. On-premise on-premise environment. On-premise environment. So data center environment or on-premise environment. So we are keeping our servers into the data centers. What are those environments, guys? Non-production, production environment. Non-production having a development environment, QA environment, pre-prod environment, UAT environment, staging environment, sandbox environment. So whatever they convenient, something like in my company they are using so integration and the stack something like so some other company is using sandbox environment and development environment and QA environment. Some other companies are using UAT environment. So it's like so they are using pre-prod or UAT or staging. They are using QA or something like UAT or staging. So development environment. There must be a different, but the environment should like a sandbox, a development, and QA environment, and pre-prod environment. So they will test it under the non-production environment. It looks good. If it is looks good, then only we will move it to the production environment. So because of if something goes on the production environment, there might be a business impact. There will be a resonant revenue generation impact. So that's the reason. So so before live the new feature, definitely there will be verifying it in the development environment and quality analysis environment, testing environment, and pre-prod environment. Guys, now you understood? So something like so in our application WhatsApp or Facebook. So Facebook. So for example, this server ulimit is nothing but a user limit. User limit value is 10,000. So the 10,000 people are so accessing this server. After that, definitely there will be a hang. There will be a hang. There will be a something like there will be a hang state because of the server capacity is only 10,000 people. If you use the 10,000 people, so it will be sustained. After 10,001 or 10,002, it will be hung. So something like slowly gradually increasing the people, signing up the people and using the application. So slowly, something like our environment, something like this server is sustained for 10,000. After 10,000, from 10,000 to 20,000, so I'm adding another server. If any hit comes from after 10,000, so it will be routing to the another server. It will be routing to the another server. Something like after that 20,000. So after 20,000 to 30,000. So we will be routing to other server. So after 30 to 40, we will routing to other servers. So after 40 to 50,000, we will be routing to other servers. Other servers. This concept is called as a load balancing. This concept is called as a load load balancing. If something like this server is only sustaining for the 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. If it is increases, we need to add the so another server. We need to add the another server. We need to add the another server. The same way, the same like as a database also. The same like as a database also. The same like as a database also. Something like how many servers are there? One, two, three, four, five. Five servers along with five servers. So this is, for example, this is the production environment. So production environment, how many servers are there now? 10 servers. Definitely we need to install the Definitely we need to install the Linux on this server. CentOS, 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 CentOS. So how we can interact with this server? We can interact with this server through OS only. How we can interact with this server? So we can interact with this server through OS only. Then after we can install the Tomcat, and we can deploy our code into these servers. We can deploy our code into these servers. So in the production environment, how many servers are there? 10 servers are there. So who will manage these servers? Who will manage these servers? A Linux engineer, a Linux administrator will manage the production and non-production environment. For example, in our environment. So in our environment, so having 3000 servers. 3000 servers. So 3000 servers. Those servers are something like a non-production 1500 non-production servers, non-prod, non-prod 1500 servers, and production 1500 servers. So 1500 servers. Who will manage these servers? These servers will manage. These servers will manage by a Linux engineer or a Linux administrator. Linux engineer or Linux administrator. Guys, now you understood? So what are the environments? What are the environments? Guys, now you understood? So how many environments are there?
2 environments.
What are those?
Production environment and non-production environment.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
So production,
Non-production.
non-production, and production environments. Two environments are there. So for example, no. So I need an answer from you guys. So this is the non-production environment. So this is the production environment. This is the one of the DC. This is another DC. So this is data center. Hyderabad. For example, this is the data center. The center is in Mumbai or Chennai. Chennai. So this is our non-production environment. This is our non-production environment, and this is our production environment. ENV means environment. Our production environment. So our non-production environment, guys, something like a. So this is the dev environment. This is the QA environment. So this is the. So this is the pre-prod
SDN.
environment. So something like this is the environment. This is the servers. So this is the servers. These are the servers. This is the server. This is the server. So this is the production environment. This is the production environment. So this data center is in Hyderabad or non-production environment. So our production environment will be in the Chennai. So the servers, the application will be will be running on. So we'll be running on which data center, guys? The end user, the live servers are the live application will be hosted on which which data center?
Chennai data center.
Data center Chennai.
Chennai data center. Very good. So Chennai data center, the people are using,
Because
the
of
end users are using this. So the production servers are in the Chennai data center. The production servers are in the Chennai data center. Somehow there is a earthquake or something like a earthquake has happened or something like a floods. Guys knows, right? Floods. So something like heavy rains. So heavy rains happened. This environment, Chennai having the floods and this this environment was down. This environment was, this data center was down because of raining happening 10 days and there is no specialty. So the power goes down. So internet goes down. Every internet goes down. Power goes down. So whenever we hit the people, end users will hit the WhatsApp.com or something like Facebook.com. The site cannot be reached because of server is in down. I want to up immediately. I want to up immediately. How we can possible? I think Anand knows. Anand, you there?
Sorry, Hari, pardon, please.
Yeah, something like the production environment goes down. I want to be up this servers. I want to up the environment immediately, quickly. But there is no possibility to live the servers in the Chennai data centers. This data center is in downstate, so we cannot do anything. But I want to up my application. I want to up my application. I want to live my application immediately. How we can do it?
Actually, there is a concept of switching to the other uh, cob environment will be there, so we can switch to the production to environment. It will be available in the other data center like that.
Yes, yes. So you got the point, but there is no clarity on. So do you know the environment name?
Common business cob,
Sorry.
cob or common business. I think so.
Okay. Data center. So this data center is in Mumbai. This data center is in Mumbai. The environment is like DR, disaster.
Recovery.
So disaster. So disaster recovery. What is the environment, guys? A DR environment. So DR environment, disaster recovery environment. The same setup, whatever the production setup will be there, the disaster recovery setup also the same. But application is something like application, the code will not change, right? Because of whatever the code, new feature will be deployed, automatically it will be deployed in the future. But what about the login information, sign up information on database? Yeah. So the database will be, so that whatever the data will be copying every half an hour from Chennai data center to Mumbai data center. Whatever the database, whatever the people are signing up on all the videos, images, everything will be copied. There is a job running on this here. There is a job running on this. So there is a job running the job should the what is happening is, so whatever the database newly database comes into this live servers, it will be copied to the database disaster recovery environment. So every half an hour it will be copying the whatever the new databases, whatever the new data comes into the live, it will be copied to the DR also. It will be copied to the DR also. If something goes wrong, so how much of data impact? Only half an hour data. Only 30 minutes data will be lost. So 30 minutes data will be lost because of, so before 30 minutes, whatever the data is here, so it will copy to the Mumbai data centers also. Then, so we can immediately up the disaster recovery, whatever the disaster recovery. So if the end user hits the WhatsApp or Facebook, so where it will go to the disaster recovery. It will go to the disaster recovery, and it comes from the disaster recovery. Once once it is up, something like the floods, everything will be settled. So everything will be settled then. So we can down this environment and we can up this environment. We can for this environment. Guys, understood? What are the environments are there? Non-production, production, and DR. What are the production? What are the environments are there? So how many environments are there, guys?
3 environments.
Guys, tell me. Behind, home,
Non-prod, prod, and DR environment.
matrix, right? Guys are able to
Yeah,
understand,
3. Yeah,
right? So what are the environments are
yes,
there,
3.
right?
3.
Tell me what are those?
Non-production, production,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
disaster recovery.
Yeah, very good. I'm unable to see your video. I'm able to see, but I'm unable to see your face. Yep,
Okay.
good, good. So now you understood, right? The environment. The environment should be three. So what are those? A non-production environment, unproduction environment, and DR environment. So DR means a disaster recovery. Whatever the earthquake, something like whatever the disasters, earthquakes, tsunami, or floods, whatever it may be. So this is the data center environment. Guys, this is not a cloud environment. This is the data center environment. So what we follow? So we follow this procedure in the data center environment. What we follow? They are following in the this procedure will be following on the only data center environment. Only data center environment. Guys, now you understood, right? So how many
Can
servers
you
are there? Yeah.
can you farm the three environment in production environment?
Can you?
Can you find the three environment in production environment? Now you found three environment in non-production environment. Can it be
Yes.
found in production environment? Those three.
Yeah, non-production environment is like so development environment and QA environment, pre-prod environment. These three environment is under non-production environment. So production environment is like whatever you are getting from the internet. Whatever you are getting from the internet. For example, when you use when you hit the URL in the browser, something like a facebook.com, this
Mm.
page, this is the web page. So before that, I will give you one clarity, guys. I want to, yeah, guys. Does anyone know what is something like a website? What is a website or application? Does anyone knows, guys? What is a website or application?
Application is like whatever the user interface, like
Facebook is a website, right?
yes.
So what is the role of developers, guys? Developers are doing what is the role of developers, guys?
Coding.
Coding. So something like coding means they are writing the programs, right? Programs by using languages, right? What they are creating, they're creating the programs. Programs. So what is the programs, guys?
Program is like set of rules.
Yeah, something like what is a website? So website is nothing but so something like I will show you. So this is one of the web page. This is the one of the web page. So when you log into your Facebook, so if you log into the Facebook, it will comes another page. So that is the another page. This is one page and that is the another page. Create a new account is the another page. Something like a forgot password is the another page. So website is nothing but a collection of guys, collection of Collection of web pages. So what is a website or application? Collection of web pages is nothing but a collection of web pages is nothing but a web page, a website. Website, right? Something like what is a web page? Guys, what is a web page? Collection of programs. Collection of programs is nothing but a collection of programs is nothing but a guys 1 second. Yeah, guys, sorry. Yeah. So what is a website? Collection of web pages is nothing but a website. For example, WhatsApp is the website. So WhatsApp having what are the features, guys? Chat, status, contacts, video calling, voice calling, group chatting. So these all are the pages. This is the website. Website having the a chart. Chart is the one page. Contacts is one page. Status is one page. Video calling is one page. Voice calling is one page. And group chatting is another page. These all pages is called as a website. These all pages is called as a website. Website is nothing but a collection of or number of web pages is called as a number of web pages is called as a website. So what are the web pages are there in the WhatsApp? So these are the web pages. So what is a web page? This is the web page. So what is a web page? So collection of programs. How it comes? It comes from the collection of programs is nothing but a web page. Collection of programs. So collection of programs. Yeah. Program is nothing but a one program is nothing but a collection of collection of
Method.
lines. Collection of lines is nothing but a program, right, guys? Program. Collection of lines is nothing but a program. So developers are developing the programs. So once they're developing the program, something like so three properties. These are the three modules. Three modules are taking three people, for example. So one is status, one is chat, one is contacts. So status is taking one guy and status is taking one guy and contact is taking another guy. These three guys are developing the programs for the chat, for the status, for the contacts. For the chat, status, for the contacts. So collection of lines is nothing but a program. Collection of pages is nothing but a web page. Collection of web page is nothing but a website or application. Website or a application. So website will be two types. Application will be something like website will be two types. So one is a static website, another one is dynamic website. Guys, does anyone knows what is static website? What is dynamic website? Static website and dynamic website. Ramakrishna? Guys, does anyone knows what is static website? What is dynamic website?
Sorry, I don't know.
You don't know? Anand? Guys, anyone, home or behind or so Vanilio or Patrick, anyone can. So if you guys knows, please let me know. If you know or you don't know, so you guys can try it. You guys can try it. So what is static website? What is dynamic website?
It's temporary is static and permanent is the dynamic item.
Good. Guys, other ones? Static website is nothing but static website is nothing but so there is no database involved. There is no database involved. Something like they created a application. They created application for the information. Just they created the three pages without something like without signing up, without video sharing, without data something like so there is no database. There is no database on this application. There is no database will connect this application is called as a static. Static is nothing but, for example, university website, for example, college website, for example, any other website. That websites only provide the information within the hypertext. Within the hypertext. So we cannot sign up that server. We cannot post any comment or something like that. Just it's a web page. They deployed as a just a web pages and a website. That website having the information. For example, college information. So and so college. This is the college. This college having the these branches. So this is the head of the department. They just give the information. Those websites are nothing but a there is no database, there is no data to store that website. So that is called a static website. Dynamic website. Dynamic website is nothing but that website, that application needs a database to sign up or something like it, to connect with, to log in its server, to share the files, to share the photos, to store, to upload the videos. So that is nothing but a dynamic website. That is nothing but a dynamic and website. Dynamic website, a database will be involved on that application. Guys understood? So now you guys understood, right? So a website, collection of web pages, collection of programs is nothing but a web page. Collection of lines is nothing but a program. So developers developing the programs for the web pages. So they are included. They are included for that. They are integrated those three pages. One is chat, one is status, one is context. These three are integrated. Then it will deploy onto that server. Then it will deploy into the server. That is call it as a website. That is call it as a website. All the web pages we integrated with and we can deploy it on the server. That is call it as a website. Website. Guys, now you understood?
Yes, yes.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is nothing but a data center environment. Data center environment. So these all are the physical servers. These all are the physical servers. For example, if it is a production server, people are accessing more. That's the reason we need a production environment, something like that physical server. But the development server, but the development QA and pre-prod. For example, a develop QA people, 5 people are using this environment. Development, 3 people are using the servers. We need this much of server for a development environment. No, right? Only 3 people are accessing the server, and they are testing. The 3 people is testing on the server. So we don't need this much big amount of the servers. Just we need a small servers. For example, this server are resources. The server resources are 100 MB. 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 100 MB RAM equal to 128 GB, CPU equal to 20 GB, and the hard disk is equal to 2 TB. So this much of configuration is needed for the development environment, guys? No, because of so the only 3 people are using the development environment, development environment because of once creating the programs and once creating the application, they will just test in the development environment if it is working fine or not for just testing purpose. For validating purpose, if the programs, if the whatever the programs we rated, if it is convert to the web pages or not. So just for testing purpose they are using. There is so they don't want this much amount of resource, this much of amount of resources for development and not for non-production environment. So what is the solution for non-production environments? For non-prod, we don't want this much resources of servers. This much resource of server. For example, so for buying the server, we have a 5 lakhs. For buying the server 5 lakhs plus purchasing purpose, we have 5 lakhs. First, for keeping our servers into the data center per year, we are charging 5 lakhs. So we are charging 5 lakhs, that is a 10 lakhs per server. 10 lakhs per server. So this much of cost is using for the development environment? No, we don't need this much of resources and this much of amount. Is there any solution? Yes. Is there any solution? Yes. The solution is nothing but a virtualization. What is that, guys? Virtualization. So this is the a physical. So this is the physical. So this is the a virtualization. So this is the physical and this is the a virtualization. Physical physical server, physical server. This is the what is this? So virtualization. The concept is virtualization. So there is a big impact. There is a big innovation thought comes into picture. There is a big innovation comes into the picture. So they created a virtualization. So virtualization is a bare metal software. What is that? Bare metal a software. So virtualization is a bare metal a software. Virtualization is a bare metal software. What is a bare metal software? For example, Android OS. So Android OS developed through Linux only. So on top of there will be a Linux is there. On top of there will be something like, so this is the Android OS. This is the Linux OS. So the Android took the Linux and they combine it and created as a Linux OS called Android OS. The same like as a VMware also. So VMware created a one solution and it took the Linux and they combine it and created as a VMware. Combine it and created as a VMware OS. VMware once you install the VMware, who provides the VMware solutions? So VMware solutions provide VMware. So virtualization solutions provide. So VMware is the company. So company it's the same like as a Oracle virtualization. So Oracle company also provided the virtualization and VMware also provided the virtualization. So these two companies created the softwares. That software, so that software something like a VMware. VMware ESXi. How we can interact with the server by using VMware VMware ESXi is the OS. This is the OS. So installed on this OS are a Oracle Virtual Machine OVM. What is that? Oracle Virtual Machine OVM. So OVM installed on this, any one of these installed on this machine, and it act as a so it act as a so something like we can install the number of OSs. So once you install the OS, so it freely available the resources, whatever the resources are there, something like 128 GB RAM and 20 CPU and 2 TB hard disk. So once you install the OS, VMware OS, virtualization OS, so it will give the resources freely. It will give the resources freely, and we can install whatever the OS we want. Something like here we want the CentOS. We can install CentOS, Red Hat, Ubuntu, Ubuntu, something like a Windows, something like a Oracle Linux. So we can install the number of OSs. So they provide the if you install the virtualization, so it will be freely available. It will be freely available. We can use the resources freely, and we can install the number of OSs based on our resources. So we can install the OSs based on the resources. So which software needs to install? So we need to install the VMware or OVM. So in the physical servers, how we can interact with the server? Through the CentOS or Red Hat OS. CentOS 7. Something like this is something like a 10 lakhs per server. Here we installed a 10 Linux OSs. So per server, the cost will be 1 lakh. So it will be reducing from 10 lakhs to 10 lakhs to 1 lakhs. How much? The 90% cost will be reduces from physical to virtualization. So that's the reason a virtualization is more popular. Yeah. Pride, are you asking something?
No.
No, right? Someone is asking something. Who is? Yeah. That's now you understand, right? So there will be a big innovation thought, a big, a big innovation thoughts comes, and it reduces the cost reduces, cost reduces from cost reduces from 10 lakhs to 1 lakh. It reduces 90% of the cost. 90% of the cost. So something like for development environment, something like a 4 GB of RAM is enough. 4 GB of RAM is enough, and 2 CPU is enough for server, and 20 GB is enough for that on that server. This much resource is enough for the server. So why we need this much big server for the development environment? We don't need this much amount for the development environment. So this is enough. This is enough. This is nothing but a CentOS. So this is nothing but a CentOS server. This server having 4 GB of RAM, 2 CPU and 20 CPU. It will it will be it will be giving the resources. It will be giving the resources to freely, and we can install the OSs whatever we want. Whatever we want, we can install it. So it reduces the cost from 10 lakhs to 1 lakh. 10 lakhs to 1 lakh, and we can install the 10 OSs here. 10 OSs here. This is nothing but a virtualization. So this is nothing but a virtualization. So this is nothing but a virtualization. So another big innovative thought comes from a virtualization to cloud. So another a big innovative thought comes. A big innovative thought comes from a virtualization to a cloud. A cloud is nothing but so something like the slogan for the cloud is pay as you go. So pay as you go is nothing but so whenever you use the server, So that time only we can pay the money. Otherwise, we cannot pay the money. Something like here 1 lakh for the server, but here, so here also there is a concept of a virtualization. So here something like, so the cost will be, so 10,000 only, 10,000, 10K only. So because of, so this is the non-production environment. So non-production environment is using development guys, QA guys. So they are working, the development team and the QA team working from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. only. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. only. So before 9 a.m., after 6 p.m., so we are not using the servers. We are not utilizing the servers. So if you are not utilizing the servers or not, so in the data centers, definitely we need to pay data centers. Definitely, if the server is using or not, we don't want. Definitely, if you are keeping in the if you are keep the servers in the data center, definitely we need to pay the money. We need to pay the money if you are using or not. But in the cloud, so something like whenever the developer comes to the office, that time he can start the server. So he will do the working after something like so after before leaving, something like he started from 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. and he leaves from 6 p.m. So at the leaving time, he stopped the server until, so something like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So then Friday he will stop the server at 6 p.m. and again he will start the server at Monday at 9 a.m. So 48 hours. So the servers will not use, and every day we are using only 8 hours. 16 hours will be free. So what is the slogan of cloud? So the cloud slogan is pay as you go. Whenever you are using that server, that time only you can pay the money. So every day when he starts, when he ends, so he start the server. When he ends his work, so he stop the server. So 8 hours we are using. So 8 hours means 16 hours per day, 16 hours. So we cannot pay the money because of we are stopping the servers. Something like 16 hours, sorry. 16 hours along 48 hours on weekend. So 16 into 5 guys. 80, 80 hours per week and 48. So per week 128 hours. So we are not using the server. But in the data center environment, we are paying the money if we are using or not. So definitely we are paying in it. So but in the cloud, the slogan is come nothing but a pay as you go. Whenever you are starting, you can start the server. Whenever you are leaving, you can stop the server. So this 128 hours will be saving here. So there is a big innovative thought, and here 90% of cost reduces from the data center to cloud environments. Because of this is the reason. This is the reason. Guys, you understood? So why cloud popular? Why cloud popular? Cloud is popular because of this. Because of this, the cloud is popular.
One doubt,
Anand?
one doubt, bro.
Yeah, you can ask.
Actually, virtualization and VMware installation all should be in the one physical server only we are doing, right?
Yes, only one physical. So where, so something like the funda is, Anand, the funda is. So whenever we want to interact with the hardware, definitely there will be a OS installed. So that OS is whatever it may be, either VMware or Linux or Windows or Unix or whatever it may be. Definitely a VMware is a one OS. But that VMware is a bare metal VMware. So they created a software. VMware is a software. That software is for to freely use the resources, whatever the resources in the physical server, to use that resource, and you can create a number of OSs on that physical server. So that is the purpose they are created a software, VMware software. But I want to install that software on the hardware. How we can install that software on that server? Definitely. So if you want to interact with any hardware, definitely there will be OS. So VMware took the Linux and combined it and created as a one OS. So this VMware solution is for to use the resources purpose. But how we can interact with the OS? Definitely in the OS through OS only. So the software and the OS combined together and created as a VMware solution, virtualization solution. So VMware is a bare metal software. Android is a bare metal software. Now you understood, Anand?
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Definitely, the VMware should be installed on any physical server.
Yeah, that's my doubt actually. Okay, thanks for that. Yeah.
Yep. Guys, any doubts? Anyone having any doubts? Guys, let me know. I will clarify. You guys are understood or not? Right? Home, behind, Valeno, Patrick. You guys are understood or not?
Yeah,
Right? Yep. Right? You understood, right?
yeah.
Home, having any doubts? Home, your good name? Home, your good name? Home. Who is connecting from home?
Hello?
Yeah. So your
Yeah,
good name? Home.
are you already talking to me?
Yes. Your good name?
Paul.
Pau.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you can you
So
can you paste it? Yeah. Please ask. Tell
can
me.
you expatiate more on this 10L and 1L to 90% of cost reduces?
Yes. The ultimate goal. Finally, what is the ultimate goal, guys? So something like right? Flipkart and something like Amazon, big millionaire days, whatever the days, e-commerce sites they are providing the something like offers. Why they are providing the offers? So for purchasing the products. So how we can purchase the products? Definitely they will providing the offers. So if huge I want to purchase, I want to sell my product with huge how we can do it. So if I give the offers, the people will attract and the people will buy the product, right? The same way. So the ultimate goal is, so how we can get the profit. How we can get the profit? So we can get the profit if we reduces the amount for operations, for everything, for operations, for admin. So if you reduces the amount, profit will be high. So if you are not reducing the amount, the profit will be less. So the people mindset is, I need a profit. How much I am getting the profit, how much I am getting. So something like, so $100 are there for maintenance purpose. So we are using 90 dollars, and the profit is only $10. So how we can get the more profit? So they can analyze it, and so we are using physical servers for the development environments also. So I'm thinking like, so is there any solutions for that non-production environment? Yes, yeah. So there is a solution. VMware is the solution. If you use the VMware, so we can reduce the 90% of the cost on the development and non-production environment. So then our profit will be high. So how we can reduce with the help of virtualization? So they are thinking like how we can get the profit, more profit, how we can reduce the amount of the, how we can reduce the amount for the operations, for maintenance. Guys, home understood? How understood?
I'm still not getting it. So what you are trying to say is that why didn't you have up to 100%? Let me see if I can get it correctly. And why on the virtualization part is 1L, then the physical is 10L?
So for example, in production environment, so our website will be using 10,000 people. Okay. So that big server, whatever the server, big server develop coverage, the resources of 128 GB RAM, 2 CPU, 20 CPU, and 2 TB hard disk. So that that hard disk, that resources is sufficient for 10,000 people to connect the server. So in our development environment, 10,000 people are using that server. The development environment, non-production environment is 10,000 developers are working on for the development. No, right? Only 3 people are working for the development. Right. So how we can test it? Yeah, we need a small server because of only 3 people are using that server. So whatever the people hitting on the server, that will be affecting on the RAM, that will be affecting on the CPU. Right. Something like the CPU and memory takes for resources for hitting. Something like 10,000 hits are there. So that hits will affect on the CPU and memory. So that 10,000 will be sufficient for that physical server. But in the development environment, only 3 people are hitting that server. So that much CPU and RAM needed for that development environment. How?
Yeah.
No need of that resources because of only 3 people are working on that environment. Right. So that's the reason we don't need that big servers, for the non-production environment. Is there any alternative solution for that? Yes, there is a solution of virtualization. Understood?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, any doubts? Yeah, guys, we'll continue from tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll show you how to install the virtualization on our laptops. Okay. Okay, guys. See you on tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Okay, please, we would like to have the listing for the video, the recording for the video. I
Yes,
couldn't find
yes.
it yesterday.
Yes.
So we
So
can.
Rohan will share you the recording. Rohan will share you the recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.